Good morning, friends. How are you today? Great. Today we're going to read about something really exciting. Maps. Do you have a map at your house? Have you ever used a map before? Well, we're going to read about maps today and we're going to look at some maps while we're doing it. But before we get started, we better warm up by singing our song. If you don't know the words, that's okay. You can follow along with your hands. So we start like this, hands together like a sandwich. Here we go. Open, shut them, give a little clap, clap, clap. Open, shut them, put them in your lap, lap, lap. Good job. The first story we're going to read is called Mapping Sam. Can you tell what kind of animal Sam is? Yeah, he's a cat. He's an orange cat. Kind of like my orange cat over here. Mapping Sam by Joyce Hesselberth. And we're reading this one with permission from HarperCollins Publishers. Every night, Sam puts her family to bed. Once everyone is sound asleep, Sam slips out the back door, circles twice around the house, and disappears into the darkness. Where do you think Sam is going to go? Let's find out. Where cats go at night is a bit of a mystery. Let's see where Sam goes. She sneaks through the wet grass. She rolls across the neighbor's yard and almost catches her tail. She climbs her favorite tree. If we mapped the first part of Sam's journey, it would look like this. So here you can see, here's a map. So this is Sam's house. That's where she started. We can follow the dotted line and see where she goes. So she went around the house twice, over the tall fence. Let's see, through the wet grass. And she was rolling in her neighbor's yard. And there is her favorite tree. And we can see right here, there's a dot and it says Sam. So you can also see this right here. It's kind of like a big star on the top of the map. And it is a compass rose. A compass rose shows direction. This one shows north, south, east, and west. We can map lots of other things too. This is a map of Sam. So we can see all the different parts and insides of Sam. So here we see her brain and her skull and her teeth and her jaw and even her tail. Maps tell us how to get from here to there. Maps can also tell us what is where. So this map is of a flower and it's telling us the different parts of the flower. Maps can even show things that you would normally never see, like what is hidden in a pond. What do you see in that pond? Yeah, I see frogs and fish and some weeds, even some lily pads. And this maybe is a crayfish. Maps can also show us things that are too small to see, like a molecule of water. So this is a map of a water molecule. It has 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. Maps can show things that are big, like the Earth. Here is the Earth. Here's a map of the Earth. Here is Sam right here. And we are probably closer to right here. We're probably about right there. Maps can show us even bigger things, like the planets in our solar system. Here's the Earth. That's where we live. Sam looks into the night sky. People, and possibly cats, have been reading the stars like a map for thousands of years. By charting the stars, ship captains could navigate the oceans and travel the world. Sam might travel someday. But for right now, Sam wants to stay closer to home and prefers her favorite lookout spot on top of the soon-to-be tallest building in town. From up here, she can see the whole neighborhood. And you can see this down here. This says maps of buildings used to be called blueprints, but now they are simply called drawings. These drawings give construction workers the details of the project. So they show the workers where the stairs need to go or where there should be a door. And when Sam is sure that everything in town is as it should be, she leaves her perch and heads for home. So this one is a little bit harder to see because the red line is hard to see. But you can see her journey all the way from up here, the tallest building, to back here at her house, where she creeps inside and softly pads up the stairs to fall asleep and dream beautiful dreams. Can you map a dream? You might try. Oh, it's a kitty dream. Good night, Sam. And so at the end of this book, is a really neat book. At the end of the book, it tells you about all the different maps that we saw throughout the story. So if you get a chance, this might be one that you might want to check out and take home to look at closer. It's called Mapping Sam. All right, I think we better sing a song. What do you think? Okay, here we go. I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am. Good thing I have a map. Let's see. Here's a map. I'm gonna look at the map. I'm gonna look at the map. I'm gonna look at the map to see where I should go. So let's see. Where could I go on this map? This is the map of North America. And this is in my bird book. So this is telling me about, it's a map of where different birds live. Let's see. Should I go north? Should I go south? I could go east or west. I better check the map. I'm gonna check the map to see where I should go. So there's another map inside this book too, and it's kind of like that map of Sam. It's the map of a bird, and it's telling you the different parts of a bird and the different parts of the bird's wings. So there's lots of different maps. Do you have maps in your house? So I have the map in this book. I have another map. This is a map in a book all about Iceland that I have in my house. So you can see here is Iceland, and there's a map of all the different parts of it. And sometimes you might have maps that are all folded up and kind of look like this, and you have to unfold them and pull them all apart. I don't have any like that right now, but sometimes I do. Where else can you find maps? Maybe your grown-up has a map on their phone. So I have a map on my phone somewhere. Hold on just a second and I'll find it. Here we go. Here's a map right here. You can kind of see it. And it's telling me where I am. And it's showing me, that's that little dot right on the map. So there's lots of different ways that you can find maps. Should we read another story? Okay. This one is called Magnolia's Magnificent Map. Magnolia's Magnificent Map by Lauren Bradshaw, illustrated by Wednesday Kirwan. And we are reading this one with permission from Cameron Company. Deep in the shade of the walnut grove, the members of the Walnut Animal Society are busy preparing for a very special evening. The society soiree, which is just a fancy word for party, soiree, comes just once a month when the night is clear and the stars are bright. Tonight, it is Magnolia the Bunny's turn to share her work. Henry the Fox tests his latest invention. What does that look like? What do you think? Looks like maybe a camera or a projector. Chester the Raccoon sets up chairs. Ruthie the Deer strings lights. Margot the Kitty writes an introduction for Magnolia's presentation. And Eleanor the Bear bakes tea cakes. Yum. Everyone is excited. Everyone but Magnolia, that is. It has taken her months of exploring and sketching and picture snapping to create her latest map, a map of the Walnut Grove. There is just one problem. It isn't finished. Magnolia's map is missing a spot. Uh-oh. Magnolia, Margot called as she walked in to check on her friend on the morning of the soiree. What's the matter? She asked. My map isn't finished, Magnolia cried. There's still one spot I haven't explored. I have to go. I'll come with you, Margot said, grabbing her journal. Together, the two friends scurried out into the walnut grove, past the butterfly garden where Ruthie likes to dance, through the meadow where Eleanor gathers flowers to make tea, and past the patch where Henry's fireflies light up the night sky. Finally, the two arrived at the last spot Margot had recorded on her map, the river mouth. Above there, a steep mountain loomed. The two friends looked at each other and then looked up. Magnolia had to find out what was at the top, but how would they get up there? What do you think? How should they get up there? Can they fly? No. Can they jump? Maybe. Climbing? They could maybe climb. Let's see. Plop! Magnolia and Margot spun around at the sound of a fishing lure landing in the river. They squinted as they looked up to see where it had come from. Chester! They cried out in unison. What are you two up to? Chester hollered. I need to finish my map, Magnolia said, and the top of this mountain is my missing spot. How in the world did you get up there? Margot asked, ready to take notes. It's easy, Chester shrugged as he landed in front of them with a thud. Follow me. It was not easy. Magnolia and Margot followed Chester's lead from wobbly rock to wobbly rock. And up they went, higher and higher, pushing and pulling each other as best they could. Finally, on the tip-top of the mountain, Magnolia could see the entire walnut grove. every spot she'd ever explored and more. "Look!" Margot said. Magnolia turned and saw what she had struggled so hard to find. At the top of the mountain was a glorious waterfall pouring into a perfect swimming hole. "So this is where the water in the river comes from," Charlie said. This was the missing piece. Magnolia could hardly wait to add it. But first, the three friends splashed in the waterfall and swam in the cool pool. Magnolia snapped pictures and Margot took notes. And then Magnolia unrolled her map and added the missing spot. Her map was complete, just in time for tonight's event, the soiree. It was time to go. Back at the treehouse, everyone took their seats. Margot introduced her friend, and then Magnolia proudly unveiled her map. It was magnificent. Her friends' faces lit up as she pointed out each spot. Ruthie's butterfly garden, Eleanor's tea meadow, Henry's firefly patch, Chester's cove, and Margot's waterfall. "Where's your spot, Magnolia?" Chester asked. "Magnolia's mountain," she beamed, "where I can see it all." Look at that! Here is her map. So you can see all the different spots. Here's Magnolia's mountain, Ruthie's butterfly garden, Chester's cove. What is he doing? Yeah, he's fishing. Margot's waterfall, Eleanor's tea meadow, and Henry's firefly patch. All of the spots are there. That's a cool map, isn't it? All right, well, I have a challenge for you. Can you make a map at home? You can make a map of your house. You could make a map of your neighborhood or even your school or maybe your whole state. Get some paper and some crayons and start making a map. I think you can do it. All right. So that's all we have time for today, friends. So we're going to sing our Goodbye for Now song, and we're going to sing it twice. The first time, we'll do the actions together, and the second time, you'll do the actions at home, and I'll play my ukulele. Okay? All right, here we go. We start like this. One hand up, one hand on your elbow. Skin-a-ma-rinky-dinky-dink, skin-a-ma-rinky-doo. I love you. Skin-a-ma-rinky-dinky-dink, skin-a-ma-rinky-doo. I love you. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening underneath the moon. Oh, skin-a-ma-rinky-dinky-dink, skin-a-ma-rinky-doo. I love your singing. I love you, you're all terrific. I love you, we'll see you next time. I love you, boop boopy doo. Mwah! All right, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Skin-a-ma-rinky-dinky-dink, skin-a-ma-rinky-doo. I love you. Skin-a-ma-rinky-dinky-dink, skin-a-ma-rinky-doo. I love you. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening underneath the moon. Oh, you again soon, friends. Goodbye for now.